Good evening to everyone. My name is John Olisa and I'm the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited. Today is Saturday, the first day of November 2025. And I'm right here at Dantata City FO1 Kubwa. This evening, I would like to share my views on things to do before and after buying a property. And when I say property, I mean whether bare land or a built-up apartment. Now, there are so many things you need to do, but I just want to share my thoughts on few of them. You need to understand that when you're buying a property, you're buying beyond a house or land. You're trying to buy safety, you're trying to buy security, you're endeavoring to buy an investment that will bring you returns on investment. So when you're going into getting a property, you don't just want to hurriedly do it. So there are a few things to do and some professionals you need to work with. When you want to get a land or property house, the first thing you want to do is a search. Now, you will need to work with a lawyer on it. Don't, because you want to save costs, take away the place of a lawyer to help you. But the first thing you want to do is a search. Now, whether the property is in FCT or in any other state of Nigeria, a search needs to be done. And a search can be done in different places. If it's here in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, a lawyer will carry out a search at what we call AGIS, Abuja Geographic Information Service, also AGIS, or the FCDA. Now, when they carry out a search there, the whole idea of the search is to know the history of the land, the title of the land, whether there are encumbrances on the land, whether there are outstanding rents on the land. Because there's something called ground rent. When you own a property, the government puts a stipulation on you to pay rent on the land every year. So that are some of the things, or those are some of the things that the lawyer will find out when he or she does a search at AGIS. The lawyer going further can do another search in a place called the court registry. And the whole idea of doing a search at the court registry is to find out whether there's any pending litigation or case on the matter. Because when there's a case on the matter and you buy it, and the person you bought from eventually loses out the case, what happens? Your investment could be gone. So a lawyer will find out if there's any pending litigation on the land. Another place your lawyer can do a search is in the registry of the Corporate Affairs Commission. Now, that will be important or necessary where you are buying from a company. When you're buying from a company, the search will show whether the company has the ability to transact in land and so many other things. The fourth place your lawyer will need to do a search in is in the probate registry of the High Court. Now, the idea behind doing a probate registry is to know whether the land has to do with a will. So is the land a product of a deceased person passing down the land to his beneficiaries or the likes? So those are some of the places your lawyer will need to do a search. Another area that a search needs to be done in is also in the office of the Surveyor General, and that many times will be done by a surveyor. Now, you've gotten the land or the property, you know whether the title is C of O, whether the title is R of O, whether the title is deed of assignment and the likes, because there are about 10 land titles over a land. There are 10 possible land titles, but that's not the purpose of today's Facebook Live. But let's assume there's already a good title. The whole idea behind doing a search at the Surveyor General's office is to find out whether the survey plan of the property matches up with what the owner or the seller is telling you. I recently heard a story from a friend. She told me about when she was carrying out a property transaction that the client rightly bought a property. The land did not have any issue as regards the title. But nevertheless, the survey plan that was shown to them, which they failed to carry out a search on, the site, the location of the land was different from where her client bought. So that brought up an issue. So you want to do your search. It's not something you should rush into. It's very important you do your search, whether the land registry, which is the most important place, the land registry, to show you so many things about the land. It will show you the purpose of the land also. Is it a residential land? Is it a commercial land? Is it a mixed use? Because for instance, if it's a residential land and you're using it for commercial development, that is going against the provisions of the law for what you are to use it for. Or if it's a commercial property zoned out for commercial use and you're using it for residential, that's another breach of the law. So those are some of the things that the search at the land registry is going to show you. It's very important you do your search. Engage a lawyer to do that for you. So you have done all that. You've done your search, whether at the land registry, whether at the court registry, whether at the CAC registry, whether at the probate registry, whether at the office of the surveyor general. You've gotten all that. Then you need to come for a physical inspection. Physical inspection also helps to see whether what you are told matches up with what is on ground. What you are told matches up with what is on ground. A physical inspection would show you that. So I recall reading a law case while I was writing my book on how to make money in real estate in Nigeria. In that case, I don't recall the name of the case, but what happened was that Party A bought a property block of flats for Party B, and from Party B, and Party B was telling him that the property is free from any encumbrance, there's no tenant in it. And based on that, Party A bought it, only for him, after he has bought the property, to now come to the property and see that there were tenants fully living in it. And he was upset and he went to court. But when he went to court, he lost the case because the court told him that a simple inspection would have shown you that what the former seller was telling you was not true, because there were tenants in the property. If you had done an inspection, you would have seen that. The inspection would have revealed that to you. So it's very important that you do your inspection to be sure whether what you have been told matches up with what is on ground. This is after you've done your search, whether the land registry, the court registry, the office of the surveyor general by surveyor or the likes. You come and do a physical inspection. You look around. So for instance, now I'm here at Dantata City in FO1 Kubwa. It's a 3,000 housing unit made up of blocks of flats, 6 units, that's 3 units of 1 bedroom and 3 units of 3 bedroom, 9 units of 1, 2, 3 bedroom, 3 units. It's made up of terrace duplexes, semi-detached duplexes, and fully detached duplexes. As you can see, these are some apartments or buildings already being built, completed. This is also a fully detached or semi-detached, if I am not mistaken. So people are already here and people are already building their buildings according to the pre-approved plan, which is another thing that just came to my mind. So when you now start your building, ideally if it's a bare land, you have the option of getting your architect to draw the plan for you and take it to the government authorities to approve it, the building approval plan. Or if you are buying into a real estate company, you want to ask them also for the building approval plan. With that building approval plan, you want to know whether the government has approved it. Because if you build without a building approval plan, you will see that X for demolition. But many times, estates like Dantata Town developers, what they have is they have a building approval plan where you build according to the pre-approved plan. So you can see so many apartments, so many buildings have already come up and are still coming up. It's a 3,000 housing unit apartment, and it's something you should key into if you're interested. I, as the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited, we are one of the brokerage companies selling for Dantata Town developers. So if you want to get more detail on it, you can contact me on +234 813 799 0792. I come again, +234 813 799 0792 to know the prices of the land. In Dantata here, they don't build for you. You buy the land at DPC level. Now, this is DPC level. It's not bare land. It is built. The foundation is done. You now build according to the pre-approved plan on the foundation. Whether it's a block of flats, whether it's a semi-detached duplex, whether it's a terrace duplex or fully detached duplex. So these are some of the few things you need to do. It's not an exhaustive list. You still need to work with people like your lawyer. You need to work with people like surveyor, architect, because the cost it will take you to comply with all these things is always lesser than the cost that you will bear if things do not go according to plan. So to succeed in real estate, one of the things to do before getting a property, engage real estate professionals like lawyers, surveyors, architects, and the likes. So let's assume now you've done all your search, you've gotten everything, there's no encumbrance on the land, you've gotten the building approval plan, you've gotten every necessary approval, and you build. Now that you've built your house, whether it's a block of flats, whether it's a terrace duplex, whether it's a fully detached duplex, after, what can you do with the property? Now, this is where I want to speak now on business opportunities you can use your property on. And I'll be sharing much from what I said in my book on how to make money in real estate in Nigeria, which is available on Seller. Now, the first thing you can do when you build like this is building to resell. Building to resell. That is a good investment. Some call it off-plan investment. I remember the story of a boss of mine who bought a property, then was a terrace duplex some years ago, 50 million off plan. And when he sold it for 130 million. So off plan is when you give it to a developer to build for you. He uses your funds, you spread payment over a period of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and when it's completed, it's yours. And the benefit of buying off plan is that, one, you can spread your payment over a long period of time. Two, with your funds, the developer does not have to go out and look for funds, whether from banks. They use your fund. So for you, you get the property at a lower price than the market rate amongst others. So that's the benefit. So one thing you can do if you buy a property here is just to buy it and sell off later. So let me give you a practical example. I got a property from one of my clients in this same Dan Tata Town developer, but in their estate at Gwarimpa there. In 2021, when the property was being built, a 2-bedroom was built at a price of 11 million. Dan Tata Town developer, they built that one. They didn't build others, but that one, they built it. And they built it at 11 million. A client or a subscriber bought into that property off plan. He bought it for investment purposes in 2021 at 11 million. By 2024, when my client bought into it, he bought the same property for about 50 million. So you see, in a space of 3 years, he got over 300%. So that's what off-plan development does for you. So that's the first way you can make money in a property development project like this. Another way you can make money in a property development project like this is you build and you now rent it out. Rent out. It's the most common way that people make money in real estate in Nigeria. 80% of Nigerians, if not more, live in rental apartments. So let's imagine you buy the DPC land for 9 units of 1, 2, 3 bedroom at 125 million, right? And you now build it up and you now rent it out. So when you rent it out, that's a very good way for you to earn income. So this is just a rough estimate. Here in FO1 Kubwa, I know a 2-bedroom apartment as a last year goes for about 2.5 million in rental value, while in a place like General Kubwa, it goes for 2 million, 1.5 million. So the good thing about this location is because FO1 Kubwa is like the highbrow area here in Kubwa. So it has a higher rental value than another place. So if you buy into Dan Tata City project here and you build, you can rent out your property and you get yearly rental income from your 1-bedroom, from your 2-bedroom, for your 3-bedroom. Can I continue? So from your 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, sorry for the short glitch, and you earn your revenue. So that's one good way to earn money here in Dan Tata City, rental apartments. And the last but not the least, I want to share that you can earn money. Now I'm talking about things you can do after you've bought the property. The first thing I said is off-plan project. You buy it off plan, you build and you sell for a profit. Or the second thing, you can buy, and what happens, you build and you rent it out. Rent it out, getting yearly rental income. You can get a property manager to help you manage it and you're getting rental income. And the last but not the least thing you can do is short let. Short let is what people call service apartments. Some people call it Airbnb. It's all the same. It's about furnishing the apartment, giving it features, and renting out on a daily basis like hotels. So it's a good way to earn income. And short let generally brings more money than yearly rentals. The major thing is that when you're starting up a short let, at the beginning, you're going to spend quite some money in furnishing. And it's how well you furnish your apartment, how well you position your apartment that determines how well customers are going to patronize you. So there's so much I can say, but for want of time, I'm going to be ending here. So here are things you are to do before and after buying an apartment or buying a property, whether bare land or a property. I said before, you need to do your search, whether it's at the land registry, the CAC registry, the court registry, the probate registry, or the Surveyor General's office. Then you come and do an inspection. Be sure there's building approval or you get the approval. Be sure there are no encumbrances. Engage people like lawyers, like architects, surveyors, real estate professionals to help you effectively go through. Because it's not just about buying stuff cheap. You want to be sure that what you're buying is peace of mind. You want to be sure that what you're buying is security. You want to be sure that what you're buying is a good investment that will give you returns. Then after that, you've gotten a property. You can do it off plan, build, hold it and sell it after some years. Or you can build it, do rental, get yearly rental income, give it to a property manager to do it for you, or you can use it for short let. Short let sometimes brings 3-4 times the money you will get if you put it on a yearly rental. So here are some things to do. My name is John Olisa. I'm the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited. We're a property brokerage firm. That's what we also do. We also do property development. So if you want to key into this project, kindly contact me. And when I say key into this project, this Dantata Town Developers Project, kindly contact me on +234 813 799 0792. Thank you so very much for listening to me, and I wish you a very blessed and wonderful month of November ahead. Have a great weekend. Bye.